Today we use the relationships for the sum of the angles of triangles and the sum of the angles of quadrilaterals to solve problems. You know that from the work we did today and some of the work we did last week that the sum of the angles of the three angles in any triangle is 180 degrees. And so you can use that fact to solve problems 11 and 20 that we're going to do together here. Problem 11 says we have three angles. One of them is unknown, so we're calling it x, some unknown number of degrees. The other two angles are 65 degrees and 21 degrees. We're trying to find the measure of angle x. So we know that x plus 65 plus 21 is equal to 180 because we know the relationship, that angle relationship for the three angles of a triangle, they have a sum of 180 degrees. We can simplify the expression on this on the left side of our algebraic equation by adding these two like terms, 65 and 21 is 86. And so then we can solve for x by using the additive inverse by subtracting 86 from both sides of the equation. This is something we did in a previous unit. Subtract 86 from this side of the equation, you have to subtract 86 from this side of the equation. That's property of equality. I have to borrow here. Didn't really need to do that yet, but I will need it in a minute. So 10 minus 6 is 4. 17 minus 8 is 9. Because I got kind of tied up on that, I'm going to add it back to the 86 to make sure I did it right. I know 80 and 90 is 170, and then 6 and 4 is 10, so 170 plus 10 is 180. So that's a way to check my subtraction, make sure my difference is correct. And then on this side of the equation we have x plus 0, because 86 minus 86 is 0, so we just have x plus 0, which is x by the additive identity. So x is 94, so 94 degrees. The procedure for problem 20 to solve problem 20 is just like problem number 11. So try to do problem 20 on your own and then come back and see how you did.
Paused.
Okay, problem 20, it says, what is the measure of the third angle of a right triangle if one of the angle measures is 44? So at first it might seem like you don't have enough angles to solve this, except it tells you that the triangle is a right triangle. So if it's a right triangle, we know one of the angles is 90 degrees. And then we know one of the angles is 44 degrees. And so in this case, this angle is our unknown angle x. And so we just do the same thing we did on the last one. X plus 90 plus 44 equals 180. So x plus, I'm just going to add these two together, 134 equals 180. And then you could just think, what would I add to 134 that would give me 180? You could add 46 more. So x must be 46 degrees. You could also recognize that if you have a right triangle, the other two angles must be complementary because they have to add up to 90. The sum of these two angles plus the 90 has to be 180. 90 plus 90 is 180. So if you recognize that these angles are complementary, then you could have just subtracted 44 from 90. That would be another way to solve this problem. I also want to take a quick look at number. Don't know what number this is actually. It's on the back. It's problem number 27. Here we have a quadrilateral, and we know the sum of the angles of any quadrilateral is 360 degrees from the work we did today in class. So here you have x plus 98 plus 55 plus 82 equals 360 degrees. These two go together nicely because the ones place adds up to 10. So I have 170 and 10 more is 180, and 180 and 55 would be 235. Then you can subtract 235 from both sides. On the left side you just have x, and on the right side you have 125 degrees. It's always a good idea to put that angle on the figure, that dimension on where the angle actually is, to make sure it looks reasonable. If that looks like it's more than 90 degrees, it looks like an obtuse angle, so 125 degrees seems like a reasonable measurement for that angle. If it didn't seem reasonable, then I would go back and check my computation to make sure I did everything right. Okay, I hope that helped with the homework. I'll see you tomorrow.